Hey guys, this is Jose, aka the Wise Gorilla. Hey, I just wanted to go ahead and share some more thoughts and ideas that I've had with MTTB and My Secret Beliefs workshop. Um, so let's just go ahead and get right down to the nitty gritty on some of the items that I've had, and this was just like all on like step one and step two from a 21 step process through my NTTB. One of the things that was touched on, but it was just so insightful and just made me a little bit curious, and so it made me kind of search within myself a little bit more. Something that you learn from My Secret Beliefs is leverage. Really, if I would have known, and this is me reading from my notes, if I would have known how important it was for me to leverage my time at the time that I was a supervisor, I would, when I was with T-Mobile, I would have leveraged my lead, which was my right hand man or woman at the time, to do a whole hell of a lot more than what I did. See, what's the number one job function of a business owner? What is the number one job function of a supervisor and say a customer service team? Is really what it boils down to is to ensure the staff or the business is meeting or exceeding the expectations that are put forth. What does that entail? It's kind of like moving from good to great. Really, it's all around growth. I mean, how does one really grow? Eating, resting, learning, socializing, which is really an aspect that I really didn't take into account at the time that I was in that role, in that function as a supervisor. Um, Collaborating with others at the same level of leadership as myself, socializing, surrounding myself with those with higher experience than myself, and learning from their experiences. Why is this important? This is important because at both levels of socialization, each group will glean bits of knowledge that you don't already know and can help you have more resources available for your team and or your business. The number one death of all business owners, entrepreneurs, supervisors, people in position of management is that they never take the time to grow. They do not feed themselves, so their team and or business that feeds off of them starve to death. Uh, we don't take the time to, rest and get recharge. And what I mean by rest is to actually take the time to put yourself in a state where you can meditate and allow for the information and the experience to kind of bubble up inside you and kind of meld. And it's kind of like working out. The muscles don't grow when they're being worked out. They grow when they're at rest. When they have time to absorb that energy that you've expended and strained during your workout. So that's the way I kind of visualize and kind of when I actually sat down and meditated about some of these items. Back to my notes. We don't take the time to rest and recharge. So the team and the business that depends on them that depends on them, you're now sleep deprived, and so is your team. They're starving. They're just dying. We don't take the time to learn, and because we as vessels can only hold so much, if we're not learning and not renewing the library with new books, with new information, new experience, we dry up. The library, for instance, what if the library had just sci-fi books and never received any new sci-fi books? How long before the fans of sci-fi stop coming to the sci-fi library? Eventually, you don't have something new coming in, it's going to be kind of hard. That library will shut down. Those fans would eventually stop coming. We aren't even talking about the countless scores of romance fans and drama fans and history fans and whatever it is that you like to read and that you have excluded because you're only dealing with sci-fi. Imagine if Amazon decided, and this was an actual thought that I had, imagine if Amazon decided to just do sci-fi and nothing else. Quite honestly, man, I'm just telling you, I would be in geek heaven. But my wife, she would never go to Amazon ever again, and their business would dry up and die. Not saying that my wife is the only supporter of Amazon, but she loves Amazon. And so if we want to get more business, we have to feed our souls. The only way that we can do that is to leverage our efforts and allow other people to grow so you can grow in return. You as a vessel can only hold so much. We're not geared to just take in and take in and take in. We need to be able to take that energy and move it from us to someone else. That way it can be replenished with new energy. So that's my biggest insight that I had. So we have to learn to grow. And think about that statement for a second. We have to learn in order to grow. So I'm just chugging along, moving on to the next step. I know these videos have been lengthy. Again, Andrea, thank you very much. Matt Lloyd, Mike Lee, thank you. See you guys on the next step. Bye. Okay, so I said I was chugging along, and then I realized that I had forgotten something that might put a little bit more perspective into what I was trying to relate to everyone, is that experience is the greatest teacher. And when you are experiencing something, you are learning. So don't think that you have to sit there and just read these books and just absorb these information. You have to be in a state. It's just like a workout. You have to be able to rest in order for the muscles to grow, so you can absorb that energy. But you also have to be able to stress the muscle for the muscle to know what to expect, going forward. It's being able to train that muscle, and the muscle that you're training right now is between the ears. So you have to really don't think that it's all just books and just all materials. You have to be in that mode of being able to put that energy and that effort into your muscles as well. So I'm going to attach this video to my last video, but those are my insights for step 2. And I will see you guys on the very next step.